bells cast a spell on the world, bringing you home to me from across the sea. And it seems like you're already here whenever I hear Christmas bells chime in my ear. When a snowflake falls, when a bluebird calls on Christmas, love songs that we heard all just seem absurd on Christmas.
Well, hello. And welcome. Hi, everybody. Hi, Tracy, your first live. Well, welcome. Tonight, I'm going to be creating from the beginning with you. And I did put I put the cutting guide, and I'm going to put it in again. Well, maybe I am. I can't grab it, but the cutting guide is over on Facebook under Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Bonnie. So come on in, everybody. Tonight, again, hi, Beth. We're going to create our Christmas planner. Quite a simple, fun, cute design. But again, if you are not in our Scrapbookers group on Facebook, Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creation, pop on in. There is a calendar. Now, there's 4 different formats. This is the format I'm going to use. I make one every year for us. And yes, the cutting guide is in the description box. And I'm going to be, of course, I use November and December because I need to know to get ready for Thanksgiving and all that, Black Friday, everything we're going to plan out there. And then December, I'd like to have it right here. So I'll be cutting this in a little bit. And this paper was, paper roses, but I'm using a different one. And again, pop on in and grab these. Now I've got to put mine on and print them so I can cut them with you, but I can do that here in just a minute so that they can be printing out. And then I'm going to show you how I cut mine. So it's going to be long tonight, probably. I don't have to fix dinner or do any of those crazy things. So I'm really happy. Hi, Nikki. And it's bright and early for you. Yes. And happy birthday, Nikki, all the way she's in Dubai. And I know she got up really early. And so happy birthday. And I'm also going to just let me put this on print really quick. And that way I can have it ready. And again, you can let me print out more than one. Okay, you can get these. They're in the file tab, but then I also put them all over the board on Scrapbookers. And I printed 3 sheets of each. One is a gift list, one is stocking, and then the menu, which is popped back here. So let's get started. I'm not going to use this. I didn't go back to the warehouse and grab more paper, so I'm going to use and I love this one. This is the Marion Bright. It's the blue one from Uniquely Creative. So I'm going to use this one for this planner. Now I'm going to use silver glitter paper, Artonic Studios. And then I'm using gray. I'm going to use gray for my outside here. Now you could use a white glitter from Tonic Studios, the sugar crystal, but I'm just using the silver. And I do have the package here to show you. This one is silver screen. We are running low, but I've got a bunch of different red glitter papers that will go. So if you're using You need a red, you need a green. We've got the ruby red. We've got a couple of different reds in there. This one is quite gorgeous. So I'm going to make one with the gray paper. I thought, how pretty is that going to be? Okay, let's get started. First thing we need that was on our list was our chipboard. And you want 2 chipboards that are 5.5 by 8.5. And then the spine for this little guy is just 1 inch. And it is 7.5. Yes, it is shorter than the cover. I did this for a retreat project, and I liked it shorter. I don't know why. And it just goes together really nice. So that's what I'm doing. So I've already prepared my chipboard, and I've cut my cardstock, and I'll get out my spacers. For your cardstock to cover your chipboard, you need a 4. That's not it. That's a pocket. No, we need a 3 by 10.5. Okay, that's going to be for my spine piece. And then for the 2 cover pieces, they are 7.5. Oh, those are my pages. They are 7.5 by 10.5. Monica, yes, we have more coming, but we also have Tiffany. I'll bet can pop on there and look for you. We've got some different reds. I believe there's a couple of different red glitter papers. I could be wrong, which wouldn't be the first time, right? So I think there are some other reds in the tonic paper. The tonic paper is great. It's just everything about it. It's perfect. The weight. Green. So green, we have the green that goes absolutely gorgeous. And I can grab that. It's sitting right here. Now you can also use the mirror. So I've got the ruby red mirror, absolutely gorgeous. And I have the Lucky Shamrock, absolutely gorgeous with this. A lot of fun. The glitter just really makes it super fun. So Tiffany she'll take a look and see what other reds we have, but there is more coming. Okay, I'm going to start with the spine. So our spine is the 1 inch by 7.5 inch. Remember, I like to do mine with 1.5 inches on each side. And I had it. Yeah, you know, guys, it is 4 inches. That was an extra piece. When I wrote that down, it's not 3 inches, it's 4 inches, but that was a scrap. So let me correct this. And I'm loving the gray. Why did I make the spine shorter? Just for fun. You don't have to. It was just for fun. I did it at our past retreat on a project, and I really liked it. Again, you don't have to, but it does come together really nice. You can make your spine the 8.5, so you don't have to. I just thought how fun to do something a little different. So let's go 4 inches. And then we need it to be 2 inches longer, so we'll cut it at 9.5. And I have something super exciting that came in today. Actually, it's been here for a couple of days. And I'll show you guys at the end. So there's my spacer with the 1.5 inch. So that will give me 1.5 inches on each side, and 1 inch at the top and 1 inch at the bottom. And that way everything's just perfectly straight. And I don't ever have to wonder if it's going to be lined up, because it is. Okay, so there's my spine piece. I won't need this one anymore. Now for my cover, remember you need 2 pieces, 7 1/2 by 10 1/2. So I just need a 1-inch spacer. You know, 2 things that for me, any scoreboard probably, well, now I've seen some scoreboards that don't have the ability, you can't use it as a square, but it's my score pal and my spacers. And if you've got those, you've got, see, a perfect setup here. And I know that a perfectly straight chipboard cover just kind of sets it up for our project to be a happy project, because we're not freaking out over it not being straight. There's nothing when our album cover comes out perfect. The rest of our album just kind of seems to be perfect. You know what I mean? It is, Beth. It is a game changer because it's such, it just keeps your work surface contained. Okay, then put those away. And now, I mean, really don't even have to do anything from there. We're going to go ahead and fold up the cardstock over the chipboard. I haven't used the gray in so long, I forgot how much I love it, but look at it with this. I've already put my cover together so that I could lose it. Look at the silver. Ah, it'll be so gorgeous. I don't know how I lose everything. I hope I don't have to redo it. Okay, let's cut out those squares that we created from burnishing the cardstock over the chipboard. And again, you can do your favorite cover, whether it's doing it all at once, doing it this way, cutting your corners different. It doesn't matter, just so the cover is created how you like it. Hi, Jen. I'm just cutting it right up to the chipboard. Mine are my corners. Again, you may have a favorite way of doing it. Yeah, your scoreboard also, for me, the less tools, the better. Because this becomes my ruler. Right now, I'm just going to prepare the corners on all of our chipboard. And I'll tell you too, my desk mat is just that. It's a desk mat from Amazon, non-slide. You guys, you can pick them out in so many colors. And super excited when I found this. so my scoreboard does not slip around. I've still got my no slip mat underneath it too, but this desk mat is awesome. Who is also ready to start our boxes soon? I didn't quite get to the schedule. We were getting out our holiday retreat boxes. So all the holiday retreat boxes went. And I need to get a schedule made after our live tonight so that we can start creating those fun boxes. Me too, Monica. You were fast there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and wrap these guys. You know what? Boxes are satisfying. You feel like you've really accomplished something with substance. I mean, I feel accomplished with our books too, but there's just something about boxes, especially at holiday time. And geez, it feels like Friday night. Oh, I think is it Friday morning? I think it's Friday morning for you, huh, Nikki, over in Dubai. It's like really early in the morning. Yeah, the gray is so pretty. So I'm kind of listening. It's Friday morning at 3. Oh, Nikki, you are such a trooper. Okay, keep wrapping your albums. I just need to look up the stairs. I'm having a little problem. I got to tell you guys with I'm having a little trouble with our youngest beagle. She's deciding to jump on the counter, and I have to keep an eye. Your new love? Oh, you'll never go to anything else, let me tell you. Once you've tried artisan cardstock, it takes the frustration out of our projects. But anyway, our little beagle Charlotte has decided to jump on the counters. So we're going to have to do some training this weekend. And she's out back howling. No. Oh. Okay, let me tell you what, you guys. Yes, let's get scrappy. Tiffany was here for the retreat. She came down from the airport, brought her stuff down to the studio, and set it on the counter. We turned around. They ate her burritos. out of her bag. The boys did. I don't think it was her. I don't think it was her. But the boys jumped up onto the counter on my studio sidebar and ate her. They ate her food. Now, if you ever watch Let's Get Scrappy, she's teeny tiny, but she's constantly eating. But that's probably why she's tiny. But for her to be without her burritos, oh goodness. Oh, let's see, Bonnie. Will there be a? You know what? For that box, the only thing you'll need is a 12 by 12 pack of paper. You're going to have a lot extra. And if you want some flowers and the ephemera is what I used. Those were the 3 things. And we just got more of it in. So it was already added to the website. And then we do have our 4th shipment of the home baker. So it will be in Saturday. So we're getting more. But you'll want to go ahead and grab, like I said. Oh, and I did use the chipboard phrases. So the chipboard phrase sticker pieces. Ephemera, your flowers of your choice. And go and get a 12 by 12 pack of the cardstock. And that's what I used. Now I did use some coordinating artisan brown. But I will, I'll get all those posted for you. Yes, Tiffany got, no, well, she wasn't going to be hangry. She had her food till the boys ate it. Okay. So this little 1-inch piece, as you can see, we've got quite a lot on each side. So you have to open it. Now I still bend this one backwards. This is going to be the hinge. So we definitely want to bend it back and forth. Nikki, you know what? I just need to come to Dubai and open a store. All I'm kind of doing is smoothing out and breaking the fibers around my hinge so it looks nice. Now, I don't cut out this whole rectangle. Beth, I do not. And you know what? It's been 10 years, but I did a video as to why I don't use Tyvek. You can put Tyvek here, and when it tears, the Tyvek won't tear, but this paper is going to tear. It's not going to matter. It's going to, if it's going to tear, it's going to tear the paper. Tyvek won't stop it. Now, if you just use Tyvek by itself, but Tyvek, I don't know how many colors it comes in. And I know my designers don't, because this isn't, there's, to me, this is personal opinion. Why spend the extra money in that? Well, unless you're using used mailing envelopes from the postal, you can use the used ones. You're not supposed to say you're using the new ones, because that's, anyway, you can buy Tyvek, but why spend the extra money when you can have a good quality cardstock and you really don't need it? So I'm leaving about, that looks like a 3/4 of an inch. It doesn't have to be more than a 1/2 inch to 3/4. I just want to cover these corners. So Tyvek is a personal, again, it's, if you want to use it, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't like, I'd rather just spend my money on more cardstock. And I can tell you, it's not gonna, artisan, it takes a lot for it to tear. Okay, now we're just gonna glue down our sides. Now, when I started crafting, and we were using just the Michaels cardstock, things like that. Tyvek, well, like I said, though, when you think about it, when the paper tears, it's going to tear. The Tyvek won't tear, but then you got to try and fix the tear that shows the Tyvek. And so it was hard finding it 10 years ago in just plain colors in the rolls. And that would be Charlotte having a fit. I don't know if you guys can hear her. But she'll sleep well tonight. All right, now just make sure you're pushing down your cardstock on the edge of that chipboard. It's going to hide those corners for us. And that's kind of where I take my time. And now we are just going to, where that glue made a mess, didn't it? Good thing we won't see it. So that's what you want your corners to look like. Well, she's out back, and she does have a ½ acre to run on. So it does sound kind of echoing, but she barks at everything. Okay, so now this we can just set aside, and we'll go ahead and wrap. Oh, we already did. Wow, we're doing really good. Okay, now on my cover, because our spine is a ½ inch shorter, I want to mark. You can use your pencil or a white, but I just want to mark it a ½ inch from the top, because we want to put our spine ½ inch from the top. And we'll grab some clothespins to help us with this. And just fold our little wings over. Add our adhesive. Remember, ½ inch from the top. Just clean up any glue that sneaks out. And I'm going to let that dry for a moment. So let's go ahead while that's drying. If you haven't already, I want you to go ahead and cut 2 pieces of cardstock. And you're going to want these to be 8 inches by 12 inches long. So it's 8 inches wide and 12 inches long. So 8 by 12. Go ahead and cut 2 of those and get those ready. And I'll wait for just a second while this is drying. And then we'll add the other cover. And I'm just going to look really quick to find out what on earth happened to my original cover that I put together and matted? Because it's not here while you guys are cutting that. Oh, that is so crazy. One of these days I'm going to do a show and I'm going to be like, the first person that notices I didn't lose anything gets a prize. How do you, oh, I know. I have a new sorter and I've been using it and I forgot I was using it. But isn't that gorgeous together? There it is. I actually put it where it belonged, is why I couldn't find it. So that's going to be my cover on this one. It goes that way with the silver. I'll have to show you the cool sorter I got, which is great for organizing our papers. Okay, now let's just go ahead and burnish. So next time I say I can't find something, remind me it's in the sorting bin. Perfect. Now let's just fold the wing over here. I'm sorry if you guys end up hearing all this noise. My husband is away right now. He's just out working in his work shed. So the dogs are going crazy. Okay. Another way is I'm going to just kind of line it up together. I put my 1/2 inch mark in the wrong place. Yeah, I need to move that. All right, let's clean up the glue. Thank you, Tiffany. So if you guys don't see the comments, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe or like. The reason is when you subscribe, like, and all those good things, it moves the video up in queue. And moving it up in queue means it's easier to find because they start dropping down, you know, those crazy, I don't know how the algorithms and everything work, but they are for real. And they're a pain in our necks. And so, yeah, if you like it, it'll pop the video up and keep it at the top of my page. Okay, so right now our album's a little, you know, limpy. So the piece that I did not put on your cutting guide was right here. And I always do it later. I measure because I like 1 inch on each side. So I need a 6-inch, and this is 7.5. So 6-inch by 7 3/8. So that was not on the cutting guide. I'm not going to cut my length yet. So it's going to be 7 3/8. You can't take me anywhere. It's at 8. So let me go ahead. I'm going to cut it down to about 7.5. The reason is I want my my score tape. I want to be able to cut it off. I should have another little piece here. Oh, not big enough. Let me get a bigger piece. Limpy. Yes, it makes it. Your spine is a little bit limpy. Now I can go ahead and trim it down to my almost 7 3/8. I go a little bit longer. And that way I don't have any score tape sticky on the bottom of my spine piece. Okay, and we have about a 1/16 of an inch at the top and it's at the bottom. For fun, Jenny, just for fun. I thought it was cute how it turned out on a retreat project. So I thought, I'm going to do it on my planner. And to be honest with you, I like the way the spine looks. It just fits really nice. Of course, you definitely can make it 8.5. I am using just the gray. So the light, I almost used the lighter gray. We have 2 different grays on mine. I think it's winter gray. I went with the darker gray to go with the blues and the silvers. Okay, so now we'll make it so it's more flexible. Okay, and there we go. Now this is also one of those cute projects. You could get these made up and then go back because they'll lay flat. You can just put them in a box, pull one out. You've got yourself a cover. And then these are going to be great also if you're going to someone's house for Thanksgiving and you want to take a little gift. Super cute gift. But now we're going to just move right inside. And you remember the 2 pieces of 8 by 12? Oh, and sometimes, okay, when I do the cutting at the mill, well, when they do the cutting at the mill, I tell them what size to cut our paper. Yes, let me grab one, Beth. You know what? I need to get on and check something. We have an antique. One of the grays is no longer made. Let me see which one it is. I don't want to show you the wrong one. I've had a couple of pieces here. And I just want to make sure I'm showing you the right one. Okay. We have the antique gray. This is the one that. So there's your antique gray. And then this is just the linen gray. Antique gray. We did have a 3rd gray and they stopped making it. And yeah, it's the winter gray. The winter gray, that's the winter. I had all 3, but they don't make this one anymore. So that broke my heart. I almost used it. But the antique gray is beautiful too, especially with this paper. This is another I almost used. So you can also use both colors. Absolutely gorgeous. And it goes with so many things. But either one of these antique grays or the regular gray, and the silver. Match made in heaven, let me tell you. Hi, Diane. Okay, we have our 8x12s. Oh, I needed to trim this, as I was telling you. You might have to. You'll find it could be a little bit longer than 12. And that's just what happens when they cut it at the mill. All cutters are different. So just trim. If it's not fitting in your scoreboard, just trim it down. Oh, Jan, yes, it would. I never thought of using that. Hi, Julie. Julie, these are going to be cute projects you need to make for craft fairs. Now it fits perfect. Now, you ready for the scoring? The first one, with the 12-inch across the top, I want you to score it 1/2 inch, 4.5 inches, 8.5 inches. So again, 12-inch across the top, 1/2, 4.5, 8.5. Then the next 8x12 with the 12-inch across the top of your scoreboard, you want to score it 4 and 8. So 4 and 8. First one is 1/2, 4.5, 8.5. Now you're going to love this because you can do so many different things with this. Now for this though, I chose to do it like this. We're going to have a pocket here. We're going to have, you can do so many different things. We're going to have this little cutie, and we'll create a little pocket on there if you like. It's just a tuck spot pocket. There's no, I did not do scoring because I didn't want it too bulky. But you can put this together. You'll see many different ways. I kind of call this the T way because it looks like a T, sort of, or a Y. But you can do different things with it. So I'm just going to start. I'm not worried at all which direction. Right now I'm scoring because we're going to, when we fold it. Wow, you know what? There's quite a lag. I just looked at the video. See how I'm doing a zigzag here? So once again, but don't worry, you can fold this any way you like. Here in a moment. That's my 1/2 inch. So what I wanted to show you is this, when I first made it, basically was a standalone project. So I'm going to hold this down. I'm going to fold this over, and I'm going to show you in the original one, it was just kind of too big. And then fold this backwards with the hinge. It was too big to fit in that little pocket that I created right here. But I'm going to show you a different pocket. We can do an accordion pocket. And if you want to be able to pull this out and take it with you, then you can do that. Okay. Now for this one, we have the one with the hinge. And in order to get that little flappy thing, we're actually, I'm going to hold it like this for you for a minute. Okay, so I have this zigzag like this. I'm going to pinch it right here. And kind of turn it upside down. So it's going up and over. Now with these guys like so, we're going to attach them together here, and that's what gives you this. Okay. Now I want to go ahead and miter the corners. So miter the corners here. Like I said, you can play with this and you can change it, and you can also do a lot of different folding that you want to do. Because what we'll do here, this is going to fold over. We're going to angle it. This is going to become a pocket, or it doesn't have to become a pocket. So super fun. Okay, I want you to lay this out like this. Add your adhesive. Place this right on top, matching. Just to the score line. So when I put this in my book, I put this down flat and glued it. Now see how this is shorter? Okay, this is going to become your back. Open it. I have a seam right here. We have this piece that's actually going to now fold in if you want it. And I'm going to glue it down. But my whole idea of this book in the beginning, like I said, was I wanted to be able to pull this out. Okay. So I wanted to just put it in there and then carry it. And it was a great fit until I started matting this, and it would not fit. It was just too thick, because you really want to put it down in here also. So once you start matting this little booklet, it became too fat for in here. So I have put that alternative piece for that pocket, and I'm going to show you. We're going to do, I have it right here. We're going to do an accordion. And you can do either accordion, and if you don't want the accordion pocket, it will fit in there that way, and you want it glued down, then you can glue it down. And if you want, then you can take these guys, and they can be glued down. And then you can kind of stack them on each other. So see, you got lots of different ways that you can create this. The pocket is really only big enough for those two. Okay. Now, again, we're going to create a pocket. And fold that way. It's over here. Now, again, if you want it to open this way, you can also turn it upside down and it will open this way. Okay, and you'll just have things backwards. So that one is totally up to you. And at this point, you're probably saying, to heck with it. I'm just going to have totally up to you. This one, I'm just going to have open this way. It is backwards from the other one. And it doesn't matter. Okay, now we're going to make a pocket. We're going to come back and decorate in just a minute, but let's make our pocket that goes on the right-hand side of our book. And like I said, you can either use the original measurement, that's 4 by 9 1/4. And all you want to do on there is score it 1/2 inch at the bottom and 1/2 inch to make your pocket. If you want to get more in there, I really do think you're going to be more happy with this. So let me cut this down. So we want 4 inches by 10 1/4. And I think I'll be happy. Hi, Cheryl. I'll be happier with an accordion pocket also. So I'm going to go with the accordion. If you don't want the accordion, go with your 9 1/4 inch by 4 inch piece. So we're going to score with the 10 1/4 at the top at 1/2 and 1. 4 inch at the top, we'll score at 1/2. 10 1/4 at the top, and we'll score at 1/2 and 1. This comes out to be the exact same size as the other pocket. We just end up having more room with that accordion. I just want to score that bottom real quick. And now I want to miter there. And I'm going to miter through both score lines. So I'll miter down here at the 1/2 inch. And then just miter through both. So it looks like so. And just miter at the top. Okay, let's go ahead and burnish the score lines. And fold both of your score lines to the inside and then accordion to the outside. And again to the outside. Oh, you know what, guys? I don't think my dogs can get in. That's the problem. I think, hold on. Let's let you in through the window. Did we leave the gate closed? No, we did not. Come on in through the window, for heaven's sakes. Come on. Do you want to say hello? Say hello. She just came in through the window. Little stinker. And if she goes upstairs and goes right back outside, well, you know what? I need to put steps so they can just come in through the window. In fact, it's going to be funny if she goes back outside. So this is my album. This will be the right-hand side. What I'm doing is just checking my fit because it is a little bit shorter than the cover. I didn't want it to be longer. So we do want to mat our cover first. Okay. Now, like I mentioned, I did use the paper roses with the little animals. But I mean, it is cute, huh? But I've already used the gray, so I can't go back. But I'm going to make another one for a gift anyway. And so now we're going to mat because we want to mat this first. And we want to choose what you're going to use for your matting. And because you don't really see all of it, I'm going to go ahead and go with this beautiful one. Has the crackle on the back, but it has the music Christmas on the front. And I didn't double mat on the inside. Wait, hold on. Something tells me I did. I already cut my matting. What am I thinking? This was the back of your fussy cut sheets. Look how gorgeous. That's right. I did cut this. And then I am using, so these are 5 3/8 wide and 8 3/8 long. And I am just using a pumice stone little one that I had. In fact, it's almost dried. It was a Tim Holtz, but I'm using a gray with this. You know what I'm going to start doing? Have you seen those videos where they put a GoPro on an animal? I need to put a GoPro on these dogs so I can keep track of them all the time. All right, let's grab the cover. So regardless if you are how you're going to set this up, you will need to mat the inside. So pretty. Now the spine piece has got to have the glitter. Let's go ahead and do that. And my spine is 1 inch. That little stinker is back outside. She's not coming through the window again. So I'm going to cut this at 7/8 of an inch. And I'm only using one piece of the glitter paper. You can go all out and use as many as you want. And 7 3/8 is the length. And then for the inside, I have these dots from what I cut for the cover. And I'm really liking the paper because you can use this also for other things. Oh, that is long enough. So that was just a piece that I used for also the front cover. And this is going to be 5/8 of an inch. I want that silver to show. And so it came out to be kind of 7. Let's see if it's going to be long enough. Oh, yeah. We need some of that silver to show. That's going to go right in the center. It's also a good project to use your scraps up on. So you really wouldn't know that was Christmas unless you have the graphics that go with this. And of course, some of the words. Thing wants to slide everywhere. Okay, just get this one put together and we'll put our center on. I want to start singing Blue Christmas with all this blue paper. So my center is, this one came out to be that 5/8 of an inch by 7. And now see, it's quiet. Now I get worried. Okay, make sure you get that glue all spread. Oh, there they are. Okay, now I can grab that accordion pocket we just made. No, the collection I made used was that. This is the one I used on the original, the woodland. And I didn't think I had enough because there is a lot of cut aparts. So I went ahead and grabbed this Uniquely Creative Merry and Bright. So whether you're going to use the accordion pocket or the straight pocket, they'll both be the same size. Okay, with the accordion though, I like to push it in so those accordions go in, and I'm leaving about just a hair of the paper showing on the left side and then top and bottom. Why is this cracking like that? It has a crackly sound. Okay. Now, let's see, I did cut my pocket piece. And I cut it from that gorgeous, it has the graph on the side, back side. And I really, really love that. From this one, it says not even a mouse, in the house, not even a mouse. And I love this graph side. This I would use for a lot of stuff. And so this I cut down to 3 3/8 by 8 1/8. And now I got all that blue and silver, but I'm not sure. Well, it's going down. Has a little more of the brown, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and ink the edges. I know it makes me want to use just that side, but I hate decisions with double-sided paper. Everybody, of course, I don't like single-sided paper, but at least with single-sided paper, you didn't have to make the decision. You knew there was only one side. But we don't like single-sided paper either. Okay. See, this doesn't take much time at all. And we will do the closure at the very last where I did the ribbon. Okay, now let me kind of give you an idea. So now we've got more of an accordion. So this is going to be a better fit as to the thickness. Okay, what am I hitting on here? There we go. So it will fit better. See, and then I still have more room. Totally up to you. Of course, I'm not too worried about this fitting. I'm going to put it down like I did here. But I could actually get not only 3 sets of these in, but I could actually get 4. I could get 4 in there. Or some receipts or anything like that. But each one is good, whichever ones you decide. And so, maybe I do want it to go this way. So when you just, maybe I do want it to go that way. But when you decide which way you want this to open, just remember this little center thing will be a little bit different. So if it doesn't matter to you, and my pocket would be over here. Let's see. I think I will go that way. Okay, so just decide what you want to do. It just means it opens this way. That works. The cover is just plain old matted. And then I'm going to put a pocket here. And then what we're going to do here is I'm going to create a corner pocket. Cheryl, this is just, it really is an old one I had, pumice stone. It was a sample, but any gray will work. And so you don't have to, you can just pick one that matches your paper. I don't have that for sale. What I'm going to do is just take my cutter, and I'm sorry guys, this is not measurements. I'm just going to open it, and I'm literally just going to cut it off. So everybody's is going to be a little bit different, and that's okay. Because what we're going to do is when we go to mat it, super easy to mat. First, we're just going to start here in the back. So we want to mat this back piece first. And we do have to mat it all the way. So this is 8 inches, and these are all going to be 4 inches. Super easy to remember that way. This was from the cover. Isn't that cute on the bottom? But it's kind of going the wrong way. Maybe I'll save that for a pocket. Saving that one. So let me grab for the inside. We got some cute tags also. I'll definitely save that one. So I'm going to use this, has some Christmas elements, but look at the back side. I really like that. And look, today's the day. What a busy day. Time, which is cute to use. Time. Oh, good Lord. I may have to mute. The stained glass, I'm going to cut 3 7/8. by 8 7/8. That really is pretty. No, by 7 7/8. Sorry, 7 7/8. Yes, it's the shorter piece. So we're just going to be gluing it at the bottom, and then we've got a little tuck spot. Yeah, it's about it's a half inch shorter. So stained glass piece is going to go like so. So when we close it, and then we're going to do our piece for here. Now this guy, he's only 3.5. So let me cut my top piece also. So I'll cut from here, from this really pretty one at 3 3/8. Hi, Denise. 3 3/8 by 7 7/8. And what I'm going to do is do this. Let's do this piece first. So this piece is going to go down so I can mark it. So I want my pencil back. I'm going to use my temporary here. One hasn't been working great. So you want the side that you want showing on the outside down. You can trim it a little bit. So I have more of a gray border. Okay, and I can just cut it. Kind of hard to see the angle. There we go. So I do need to probably adjust it a little. Let's see here. So always, if you can, just trim off the bottom. I try not to trim my angles because sometimes that messes it up. Yeah, this gives it a whole different look than the fun little animals that are just adorable from Paper Roses. Yeah, see, this is about had it. So if you're making it for a gift, you may have someone that, you know, likes a little bit more elegant look. That would be this one right here. All right, get that temporary off. And we'll glue down our inside matting first. Okay, now the bottom, I'm just going to glue. I'm just gluing the bottom. You could glue it all the way up if you want, but it'll be tight. Might be too tight. Let me see, did I? No, I did not glue up the other one. I just glued the bottom. Oh, so pretty. I love it with the gray. Oops. Okay, second piece. Well, now I'm going to put a pocket here and our calendar here. So I do want this one to be solid. And see, you can also, on this little piece that's a flippy, you can also create this as another pocket. So if you want another pocket instead of just an I'm going to do just the tuck spot pocket, or you maybe want both. You can even cut this and create this as just your tuck pocket. But when I had decided I want to take pictures of my tree and some of my decoration, because we forget every year, because we have like 3 cases of different colored bulbs. My husband and I always argue which one we used. I want some pictures this year. But you can also glue this together and create another pocket. You can glue it. Let me show you. You can glue it here and have a top load pocket. So isn't that fun that you can do kind of your own thing with that, depending on what you want to use it for, of course. And so either I can continue on with that pretty stained glass. That's kind of modern to throw in there. That kind of threw me off, to be honest with you. But we've got the cute blue polka dots that can go next to it. And again, we have decisions. So I think I'll go with this piece again. We'll just go ahead and use that up and kind of keep the look going. And put these guys at the top at 7 7/8 by 3 7/8. Now remember, your panels are 4 inches, which makes it super easy. See, and that was the words that were on that paper. Today's the day. Let's do it. What a busy day. Look at this. Time for the tree. That is going on that page where our tree's going to go. How cute is that? I love it. And again, you can add a pocket anywhere you feel that you need a pocket. Oh, I just love those berries. Okay. So then this next one is going to be my tuck pocket. But because it's just a tuck pocket, I do need to add my matting first. I love this. I want to use it. I'm going to use that actually on our checklist things. So let's grab another piece. I love this paper. I really do love this paper. But see, there's so many kind of some variances in the colors. I know they've kind of got some variances of blues here that are throwing me off. So I apologize. I should have had these all cut, but help me decide here, everybody. Okay, we're gonna go with the music words. Hard choices. Cool stars. This would be kind of good for New Year's Eve too. So 3 7/8. Oh, hi, Nicole. It is pretty, isn't it? And this is going to be the one that has the tuck spot. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my next paper like that because we're just doing straightforward matting here for over here. And so let's just go here because I think what I'm going to do is make my photo mats. I'm going to make a couple of photo mats. Letty, hi. The downloads for the calendar and your planner is in Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations on Facebook, and you just go into the files. And if you aren't a member, oh, this one must be a little bit small. If you're not a member of Scrapbookers, just request to join, and one of our admins will get you added. And then also, if you search the board, there's a magnifying glass on Facebook. Just search Christmas Planner. Not only Christmas Planner downloads will come up, but my past, and some of our designers have some Christmas planners. But I've got some past ones. I make a different one every year. I really like to make them and then keep them. They're down here in my box, so that the granddaughters and who are older, so that they can go back and look at them one day and see what their crazy grandma was doing and during Christmas. But they'll see, everything I wrote down for dinner. And these are just, I'll pull them out because anymore, I know we all shop online, but like my daughter-in-law who puts together kits down here, she was telling me how it's their first year married, her and my son. And he kind of, she turned over her stocking for him because that's all she wanted was him to fill her stocking. Well, it's hard your first year of marriage, my poor son. So I'm going to keep one. She keeps telling me things she likes that'll be cute in the stocking. And so what I'll be doing, and then you can kind of hide it away. See the stocking stuffers? I'm just going to write down ideas, and then I'm going to tear it off for him and say, here you go. Go get some stocking stuffers, and we're going to make him a hero this year because he's going to do the ultimate stocking for her, right? So as soon as you hear an idea, or you can write it down, and then you can go, I know we order online, so then you'll go order online. Whoops. No, that's correct. And I know I've had a couple of comments, well, we keep everything on our phone. We don't do that anymore. And to me, that's sad because my granddaughter's in their 20s and they're starting to ask me things like, well, what did we do? What did you do? And I'm like, you know what? I better get better at keeping paper records so that these girls, because they're not going to have my phone when I'm gone. When I'm gone, that phone's dead. Excuse me. And they need something. Our kids do. They need something. Even if it's as simple as our little planner here. Okay, this is 8 inches. And I'm just going to make a little 2-inch tuck spot. And you know, I'm going to go 2.5. No, 2 inches is fine. I'm starting to realize it more and more. Kind of like it's the lost art of communicating on paper and communicating our history, that it's getting lost. So I'm just going to, oh, wait, 8. Did I cut this at 8? I'm trying to get better. Every year I do say I'm going to get better, but I am. I'm going to get better this year. Okay, perfect. It's just a little tuck spot, and we're going to mat that. And we're just going to add adhesive to 3 sides. And what kind of brought me also to it was my mother passing last year. I didn't ask her enough questions because, you know, she never told. They didn't talk. She was 90. Back then there wasn't a lot of, here's what we did for our celebrations. I mean, we just did them because we were there. Well, there's nothing to go back and look on. And my granddaughters, so they were looking through my cedar chest, which I've never had them interested in till about a year or 2 ago with my wedding dress and they were just going nuts. And I'm like, I'm doing them a disservice. Okay, let's find a really pretty little piece to put on our pocket. And let's just bring in some of that brown. So it's 2 inches. I only need a piece that's 1 7/8. And this is kind of a relaxing project. You don't have to really build anything. Sometimes those are just nice projects. And I just love that graph side. Love it too, but we're going to use it. And I still can't believe we're making our Christmas. We're starting on our Christmas projects. This year has gone fast. It's been a great 10 years of our business. And I'm so excited just to do fun projects. Okay, so that will close up. You'll just have to burnish it as we go here. Front cover is going to have our calendars. So whatever you want to put on there, you wanted to make sure that I'll match. I'll use these. You know, that would even be pretty. I know they're meant to fussy cut. You can still use them. I think we'll go with the stripes. And then I'll use the gray again. So again, 3 7/8. And I want my stripes to go up and down. And 7 7/8. And I'll have to tell you, today we sent out we have our holiday, the 2024 holiday Christmas virtual event in just a couple of weeks, starting the 13th of November. So we sent out all those boxes. And it was the last event kit of the year. And it was like, this feels so weird. We've had such a busy year. It was Country Craft Creations' 10th celebration this year. And so we're going into 11 years, which is cool. But It was like bittersweet. We got the boxes out. We loaded 2 trucks, got them to the post office, and I thought, wow, that will be our last event. Except make sure on Facebook you join. We have our free crop that will be coming for New Year's Eve. And we're getting that all planned out. It's on Facebook in a group, and it's Country Craft Creations New Year's Eve crop. It's free, and we do tutorials, games, and we have a really fun theme this year. Bonnie, I was so happy. Oh, you were so happy. You know what? Quilting though, I sew too. I had a bridal store. I owned a bridal store, and I made wedding dresses and veils. And while I was still a nurse, I had that bridal store. Um, but quilting and sewing is a lot of work. And yeah, now look at me too, Bonnie. I'm right there with you. But you know what? It's so much easier. You don't have to pick out the seams. You don't have to uh, sew it. If this is, you just throw it in the garbage, right? But I'm with you. This new hobby, it's so great. Okay, when I turn my page, remember we have him. So you can decide what you want to do. If you want it just for photos. You know what? I haven't sewn a stitch since, except for on paper. I sew on paper. Again, there was that little tuck pocket. Okay. Or you can have it for photos. Um, anything you want. You can even take this and cut it if you don't want that extra flap for a pocket. And you know what? I'm going to do that because I want to show you. All you need to do is put that in your cutter. It's 4 inches. I'm going to take off 1.5 inches. Then you can use this any way you want. And look, I've got myself another tuck pocket. And so I'm going to mat the back first. I'm going to use this polka dot. Ooh, let me see. I think I'll use this side. So 3 7/8. That will stick out from the flap. Oh, Diane, yes, you do. Oh, Diane makes some beautiful quilts too. And it's going to be 7 7/8. So I'm going to take a little bit off the bottom. I'm one of those obsessive behaviors, though. If I'm going to sew, I'm going to sew. If I'm going to craft on paper, I'm going to craft on paper. And I can't seem to make that balance work to where I can do both because I want to do it all. Okay, I'm going to cut this flap down a little bit more. That dog, my neighbors are going to start complaining. I'm going to cut it down another 1/2 inch. So I'm getting rid of my little flap. You don't have to. Mine's going to become a little pocket. There we go. And then Santa's workshop will show. My problem is I get obsessed and either I start sewing and then I don't want to do anything else, or I start this and I don't want to do anything else, and I'm basically paper and I don't want to do anything. I don't want to cook. I don't want to clean. And then if I want to, I love to cook though. And if I start cooking, I'm in there the whole day. And so I'm still trying to find that balance. But paper does win out every time. Yeah, Beth, you know what? It is either all or nothing. And when I was going to the gym and losing all that weight, I was obsessed. It was the gym, morning, noon, and night. And my husband's like, I can't take this. I said, well, then you got me fat and playing with paper. Which one do you want? And he goes, as long as you're home and happy. I said, then that would be my paper. Okay, I'm going to add glue to these two sides. And you know what? This is a great hobby to have. And they know where we're at because we never want to leave our craft room. So it's not such a bad thing. Yes, Tiffany, yours and crafting. So, you know, when I cut this, I really didn't measure. It came out to be 1 5/8. So I just need a 1 1/2 and 7 7/8 piece. So we're just going to take some of this, 1 1/2. Well, I did sew because I was making my craft keepers, and then I did find myself for a solid week just sewing. Well, hi, Suzette. I haven't seen you in a while. Look at the cute polka dots. But we'll just go with the distressed matching. I hope all is well down there in Florida. So if you decided to cut yours into a pocket, just make sure that you do measure. Okay, so my last two. Now, I have to tell you, this one you're not going to mat because this is the back of our pocket. It gets glued down, so it comes like this. So we don't mat that. We're only going to mat this one. And there we go. So if you're going to make it permanent in your book, you can decide if it's going to be permanent. If it's going to be permanent, you don't mat it. If you're going to use that and just tuck it into your pocket, you'll want to go ahead and mat this piece, but I'm not. Okay. Yeah, that turns out really pretty. And in this collection, let me show you. So there's a lot of these little tags that I can cut, and that's what will be stuck inside of there. And then I can either write on them by putting a white, or you can write on the front of them. Or we can use them as gift tags. So if you're going to use this as a gift and you have those little tags, that would be probably really cute to do. To cut those all out and put them in a pocket for the recipient. Okay, seam binding will work really good as a to close it, because if you want to tie closure seam binding, I use that velvet Spellbinders ribbon. And let me tell you something about the Spellbinders ribbon. You buy it in the roll. So when you purchase this, it comes the full roll. And we've got some different colors online. Now, I don't know if I want to add red to that. And I need to see what other color. It comes in a green, there's a burgundy, and oh my goodness, would you look at that? And like I said, it comes in the roll. It's so reasonably priced. So there's a card kit that Tiffany and I are doing from Spellbinders. We have those kits left, but and the ribbons were made to go with that. But if you're getting the uniquely creative, look at this. Oh, it's so pretty. So I'm going to go about 24 inches. Probably too much. I'm going to turn this over because we're going to put this down in the book. Oh, don't you jump on my chair, dog. Homer. Kind of big, but I'm just going to put that in the center. Yep, who's just dying over that color with it? I know, Tiffany is. This is big, but I didn't want to cut it. Okay. Just put that down like so. You're crafting in the car. I'm crafting. Why are you crafting in the car, Tiffany? Okay, we will have our calendar. So you know what? Before we put this down, let's get our calendar on there and see what we're going to do here. You're crafting in the car. Okay, I've got to either see pictures or something. Okay, I just printed these on regular paper. I did mean to print it out on a little heavier cardstock, just your, the kind you can buy at Walmart, not 65, excuse me, not Walmart, at Country Craft Creations, a 65 pound. Oh, okay. And I am just cutting off at the top of December. Now you can add as many days as you want. And then I am cutting off the sides. And you're going to see printacalendar.com. So I'm just going to cut that off right on the bottom. Trying to keep it pretty symmetrical. And then we're going to cut it up the middle. And then I want my sides to match as much as possible. There we go. So I use my cutter. I can see through there. I put the line to the printed line, and then when I cut it, it will come out the same. It's over on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creation. Now, there's 4 calendars for 2024. I make them every year for you guys from that program. You just print them off. It was free program, so I share it with you. There's 4 different formats that you can print. A full one, 6 to a sheet, 4 to a sheet, 3 to a sheet. So you can pick, but you need the smaller ones for this. But it is free over on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. And, oh, hi, Sandy. Yeah, just download what you need. This came out to be 3 3/8 by 2 7/8. Okay, that's a good fit. So 3 3/8. Just remember what your size is by 2 7/8. So I'm going to cut my cardstock 3 1/8. It's about 1/4 of an inch more. And 3 3/8. So I'm going to go 3 5/8. So just add 1/4 of an inch to the width and the length. There's a mosquito. After you cut down your calendar and measure, or you can make it any size you want. Now, you do see the glue. That's the only problem. So if you don't like to see the glue, you could use score tape, but this is really flimsy. So I would just, if your printer will handle it, use a 65 pound, the matting one we sell. And so you don't see the lines. Let me show you. Just use your foam folder or scraper and really smooth that glue out. Oops. Ah, there we go. Gently though. Might be a little worse because of the brown. So I can see it really well. I won't put these down right now, only because I'm just going to add a little here. I'm going to print these on 65 pounds. And I don't want... Now, if you want to be able to use this again, then you could just use paper clips. But the only reason I'm setting it down right now is I got to get my ribbon in the right place. Need to bring it up a little bit. Goodness. I think actually I need to bring it down. It was okay where it was. Okay, we're good. So you only need about 9 inch. No, you need about 20 inches. So we'll save that for tags. And actually, I think, yeah, I'll do it heavier and I'm going to put it on the glitter. It's got to be on the glitter. Let me grab a different bottle of glue. Because I need some more. I need more coverage. Okay, and we should be just fine there. We'll let that dry, and we're going to go ahead and I'm going to grab off my printer. I did print those on regular paper also. Let me go get the list. Oh, there it is. Okay. This is what they look like when they come on the sheet. And because I want them to be all the same size, and when I cut them out, we're going to have to cut some of the excess off. So I want them to be 3 1/8. No, it's 3 1/4. And then we need them to be no longer than 7 3/4. Because this is just on paper, I'm going to cut all 3. And I'm just going to cut 1/4 inch off of, nope, it was a 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch off the left. And a half inch off the right. Okay. Now I just take, starting here, we want it to be 3 1/8 or 3 1/4 ish. So that was at 3 1/4. Then I go to this side, and I'll show you why, because the center is a little different the way they had made them. So see how different. So we want this to be 3 1/4, but it comes out to be like 3 1/2. So I'm going to start by just taking an 8 off the left. And an 8 off that side. And then we've got 3 1/4. It's a little bit off, but from the left and right. But that center one is just a little bit hard. And then these will all stack together. And it just depends on what you want. How many you need, I mean. So we only want it to be 7 3/4. And I couldn't get rid of all that on the bottom. And that's just the company, the Organized Christmas. And, you know, I don't think she's in business anymore. Kind of sad. She used to do 7 3/4. She used to do all the freebie stuff. And then I'm going to, so I cut it so it's 7 3/4. Then I'm going to come here at the top and take off 1/4 of an inch because we don't need all of that. And we don't want all of that because we want to put it in our little thing here. So I'm just going to make the one with you, and then you guys can make however many you guys want. So this is going to be 8 inches by 3 1/2. And totally missed the garbage can. Okay, 3 1/2 inches by 8 inches. That was not a 12-inch piece of paper, I don't think. Okay. So we're just going to score at 1/2 of an inch. And then we're going to pop that in there. And hopefully straight. And go ahead and trim them if you need to take a little bit more off. So I'm just going to take another 1/8 of an inch off. And then when I'm done, we'll put just a strip of glitter paper there. Let me bring this one down. So stocking stuffers still show. I am just using a regular staple. Nothing special there. You can do more if you want. Oh, Suzette, it's gray. It's just the artisan linen gray. Okay, we've got our silver, and that we do want to cover that staple. So I just want a piece of the silver that's about 3/8 of an inch. And it's going to be 3 3/8, but you can go all the way across if you like. So then the back, I did cover the back of my books with the leftover cardstock pieces. And I'm not going to cover the back on this one right now since we're running into 2 hours. You guys are doing so great hanging out with me. And that's, I'm really not wanting to get done because I got dishes to do. Oh my goodness, that dog. Isn't that pretty to put the silver? And then these will fit inside of our little pocket. Actually, you can get 4 of them in there. So there's, oh, and you do want to cover the back because your staple is there. So go ahead and cut a 3 3/8. And I believe, what do we make this? 7.5 with that? Yeah, and 7 3/8. See, and then I'll cover the back. That way it's a cute place for a photo. And again, you want to cover that staple. And then this, because I had tucked one of them inside of here also. And that way I wanted the silver to stick over the edge. You know, I really like this blue. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, for a gift, we'll make it a really pretty bow. So that is the inside of our cute little guy. Now we're going to do the cover, and I have to show you this closure I did. Super simple. And you can also use an elastic. See, you need the accordion if you're going to stuff a whole bunch in there. Okay, yeah, super simple. So first of all, we're going to find the center. No, first of all, we're going to map the back. Oh, that's okay, Lita, because you know what? You can watch this over again. It'll be recorded. Okay, so I already did this triple matting, and I'm going to give you the sizes, okay? So this first matting is 5 3/8 by 8 3/8. Then my silver was 5 1/8 by 8 1/8. So the glitter is 5 1/8 by 8 1/8. And then the top mat, I did 4 7/8 by 7 3/4. Now I got it off a little, but I should have cut another 1/8 off. And this is going to go down on my cover. And then I am going to use their creative cuts, and we're going to make it pretty. So I did glue these all together, sandwiched them, and it is a triple layer. I need my other glue, I think. That's such a fine. There we go. Sometimes you just need a little bit more. So we have the gray, then, oh, the blue. I used the blue. It was that one with the bubbles. It's the back layer. So I have the little polka dots. And then this was the other side of this paper at the top. I cut the floral. Or no, it wasn't. It was this one. It was the one with they don't have names on theirs. They're like mine. So this was the other half. And that's going to go on the back. And I don't usually double mat the back unless it's a gift, wedding album or something. Now this is small enough too. I can pop this in if I carry my bigger purse. I've kind of gotten in the habit of a smaller purse. This would go in a bigger purse for sure. And he's almost gone. But I got to clean the tip on my other glue bottle. So that's the other half of there. So it would also be really pretty to print out when you print this out. If you do it on a 65 pound, then to distress your calendar. And we can actually use it on the cover. Needs a little more distressing, but that would be pretty too. Okay, more glitter. We need a glitter piece for the spine. 7/8 of an inch. Actually, you can go almost an inch on the lay flat spine. So I'm going to go just short of an inch. And it's going to be, we did 8.5, didn't we? Was this not long enough? Oh, no, the spine's 7.5. Sorry, 7 3/8. So pretty. Then we need a piece that's going to go in the center there. Let's see, let's go. I'm going to go a little over 3/4 of an inch. And I'll go 7 1/8 with the music. So we're going to take just a hair off and just adjust yours, especially when you're using the glitter, because you want more to show. There we go. And I don't know how one little project has made such a mess on my desk, let me tell you. Love those music. I love the music one too. Okay. Now you don't have to have a closure with this. If you have elastic, you can make an elastic closure with what I'm doing next, or you can not have a closure. But you have to have ribbon at Christmas. That's all I can say. So we have to have that velvet ribbon. Okay, so our spine's 7.5. I just want to find my center. So if you've got a centering ruler, that will work good. I don't like centering rulers. They don't like me. So I just want to mark it at 3 3/4. And you can use a pokey tool. I'm going to use my big bite if you don't have anything that will go in there. I'm going to use the small one. I know, I always go a little extra on the ribbon because you can always use it for tags. So I'm going to fold it in half. Now this ribbon, it's not double-sided, so you'll want it to match. There we go. And however you want to do yours. Put it together, and I'm going to poke it through. Okay, this one's not the best choice. But I don't want a bigger hole. There we go. Well, hello, Jen. Okay. Pull it up enough so you can just make a knot. It is a bulky knot, but it's pretty ribbon, so it's okay if it shows. And you could actually leave it hanging down a little bit and then knot it on the other side too, and add some, you could really add some cute charms. You could actually leave that loop. Let me show you. Leave the loop. Oh, goodness. You know, you could do a lot there. Actually, I cut the other one off. I don't think I'll cut that off because that would be really cute. I just cut it off here. But how cute now to get a charm. And I wish I had one here. One of my, even your little doodle bug to give you an idea. But like I have this girl power. But you could get a Christmas one and hang from there. So I'm going to leave that. And I'll have to get into my charms. That left just a little, you know, knot there with the little hangy thing. So now this will just come around and we'll tie her closed. Save those for more projects. And then let's grab out some cute. Yes, and you know what? It comes in so many colors. You get it by the spool and it comes from Spellbinders. So if you go to Country Craft Creations, I've got a green. I've got, let me get to the other beautiful colors because they're amazing. So look at this. We've got the green. We've got the burgundy. And it's called the Velvety Ribbon. And it's on Country Craft Creations. And we have this beautiful blue that I'm using. And the red. So if that's not gorgeous, let me tell you. And so many uses for it. So here's our creative cuts. Gosh, thanks, guys. I know I've been on long. But we have to make this. So we've got lots of pretty florals that are already die cut for us. We have a Christmas tree, beautiful trees. We have beautiful tickets. And it is, I love the way it's pretty much sorted out. So I've got a gorgeous Merry Christmas. That one's better. And you know, they used gray, so I really like that. We've already got quite a bit of floral there. And because I don't want, it's pretty. You know, I'm going to be grabbing it. No, we got to have the berries show. I'm terrible when it comes to the decorating. But I do want to pop these up. These are nice and heavy. The next, oh yeah, I'll show you in a minute, Beth. Let me put this on real quick. Oh, that's coming in on set. Oh, yeah, the Prima. I'll show you the boxes again before we go. And I want to show you what other items came in, and they're being added to the website. So you guys like get the first sneak peek. I'm going to add another one there. Oh, Julie, thank you. No, my decorating. That's where I get stuck on this decorating. It's like, oh, good Lord. If I could just pass it off to someone else to decorate. No, we want this one. So we're going to put Merry Christmas here. And yeah, this has got to be added, but we're just going to keep it flat. Because I need some of that red to show. Gotta have the Christmas tree. So that's one thing to consider. If you're going to pop this in a purse, then you might not want to pop up your elements here. But this one, I think, is going to be displayed in the store to go with the paper to show in our West Haven store, so we can show the customers what they can use it for. I don't know. I don't want to. I want to keep it. This is Uniquely Creative, Merry and Bright. And the only thing with the tree, it needs presents. It doesn't need... Oh, you guys, look at this. I could have had a birdie sitting there. I didn't even realize the cardinals were there. We've got candy canes. We do. Look at the presents. So we've got some presents here. Oh, you guys, so pretty. Might help if I look, huh? Looks like we've got some lettering. We've got the word. Let me pop that out so we can see this. Oh, and so I can tear it. We have joy. There's the Y. Oh, this is really pretty. Oh, look at the cupcakes. So these are going to be so pretty on the inside. Oh, I love it. So we're going to put the present down. We don't need 2 presents. We don't need 2 joys. Then we've got all kinds of little things that you can use. So more cardinals, more basic flowers. Just a lot of fun stuff. Oh, look at the white. Very pretty. But I think just for a little Christmas planner, I think that will do it. Maybe we might mess up. Oh, that's pretty. So you can use these here. Let's open this up. And there's our beautiful side with the glitter. And there, see that little pocket? So if you just wanted to put some of these in to use as, you could use these as gift tags. Super cute. You can just pop those in there. I wouldn't really pop up anything more on here, other than maybe some flowers on the pocket. Yeah, that's pretty. But we don't want glue on all sides. And again, you can just pop some whatever you want back there. I'm just going to leave that ticket there because it's cute. And that's for photos. I'm going to use that for photos. Then I've got some little tickets. Again, when you're done, you can also just lay these next to your photo. They can be anything you want them to be. And I won't decorate here because now we just want that flat. And that is this year's Christmas planner. I know the cupcakes. They're adorable. And there was the candy canes. Oh, that went with them. Here we go. Oh, cute. After I put my calendars on, I'll probably see if I can get those on with the calendar. So there is your 2024 holiday planner. And again, make a couple because they're going to be great to take on Thanksgiving if you need a little gift to take the hostess. How fun is that? So 2 different looks. They're both super cute. Still didn't decorate this little guy. I need to. And if you're in West Haven, Utah, you can come in the store and see these when I get them completely done. Now, I want to show you. Okay, this is what we're going to start. This is, yeah, we have more coming. We're going to start this box, and many of you already watched the preview. I'm going to start with the box before I do the albums. And this one is there are dual accordion boxes using the Prima Home Baker. So we did get more of this in, and I'll get the list up on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations for you. So that of what I used. And we will do this one. I'm shooting for a tutorial Saturday because I got some free time here I need to use, and we need to make a lot of tutorials. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you loved it. So we're going to make the box. That will be our first step. And if you did watch my live video the other day, this is big, so I don't have room right now to take it out. But then we're going to make the dual. Man, I got a mess. Next week, we're going to start on this. I really can't open it all the way, but it's going to be our dual explosion boxes. Okay, I can't open them. I don't have room. I've got stuff. So there's a video from just a couple of days ago you can go on and watch on the projects that we're going to be creating. And again, this is a great, great, great gift for Christmas for someone. And we're going to make this one. Okay, but we won't make that until after we make just the boxes. This one. Okay, see, I don't have room. I'm running out of room right now. Let me show you what's going on the website. You guys ready? Look what's here. I haven't even seen it. So I'm going to, for those of you that want to hang out, I'm going to open it with you. I haven't even seen it. I don't know what it looks like, and I am super, super excited. And I think I'm right now the only store that has it. Okay. This is the brand new Graphic 45 Curiouser and Curiouser. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been so sick of Alice in Wonderland, but it's been the same. They did the same blues. This is not the same. And it's so stinking. I love the red, the black. Okay, we're going to turn it over. I'm sorry. I love this one. I really do. It's not your blues, and you know, this is going to be fun. And actually, I think I'm going to make one of our boxes. I'm going to make a box. I've got to make a box out of this. Okay. Look at this. I love it. I am really, oh, we're going to get the gold with it. Can you imagine the gold glitter paper? You can even use silver if you want to tone it down. Gold if you want to tone it up. But watch this. Or you want the red and really jazz it up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Even the silver is just stunning with this. Wow. Just some weird Alice in Wonderland stuff there. And we got some cut aparts. Um, for me, this is suitable for a box. Graphic 45 can be hard to use for an album. You got to use a lot of solids with it. You just got to use some solids because you got a lot of cut apart sheets. But I don't know. Let's see what they've done here. I absolutely love this. Oh, this is look, it's gorgeous. And then even with the silver, even with the golds in there, wow. Curiouser and curiouser. If you can dream it, you can do it. I like this a lot. Super excited. These are always my favorite, this kind of a print. And this is cute. This is going to be very fun to work with it. I love it. But like I said, an album, they are kind of hard to work with. I know mine are that way too, but because they're so, ooh, that's very interesting. Okay, well, silver. Bring in you can do anything you want with this. Ooh, look at the back. All those flowers. So here we have our different size cut apart, 2x4 and 4x6. And the backs, love that. I know some don't. They got, you know, can't remember if this one has its own. I don't think it did. I don't think it did, but here we go with the solids pack. Yes, the Halloween in Wonderland was an awesome one. All right, well, let's turn it over. Oh my gosh, we go from Christmas to, oh, love it. We just have the black. Oh yeah, see, now these are going to be really nice to use with some of those harder to use prints. Oh, we've got some very neutral. Oh, that's very pretty. Looks like we've got more of the neutral, which is nice. The reds, so also nice for Valentine. It's going to be super nice for a box. And yeah, you got to have these. This is what's going to break up. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that in the gold. So yeah, that is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Yes, it's very different, but I love it. I think it's very awesome, but I got to show you some other fun things that go with it. So I am going to be using this. I didn't think I would until I saw it. So we've got our Revlon transfers. Oh, I got to see this because look at the back. And you know what? I'm loving the Revlon transfers, and I used theirs when we were at that show. And I really liked them. Look at this one. So you can put down the black, and then you can put the hearts up in there. So many fun things you can do with this. And they are super easy to use on your pages. Tanya, it just got it. You know what? My boxes were delivered to the neighbors. And this was the boxes that were delivered. So when I got them and started opening them, I'm like, oh, it can't be here already. We just pre-ordered it. Okay, these I have to put back because, and there's a stick. You get a stick. So it all came in today. Sticker sheets. Look how cute they are. Yeah, these are cute. Oh, look at, we got the little tabs. Oh, I like them. Oh, that's pretty. Sorry about the glare. That's beautiful. I know Tanya's like, excuse me. Okay, let's look at the tags and frames. So that just says Adventure Time. I like these too. These are the frames. Just little book thingies. So it's not on the website yet because we didn't know. I mean, I just ordered it. It was like, ooh, here you go. I guess that's the benefit of living close to where the warehouse is. And these are chipboard, like heavy chipboard. So I like them. And then you get all these frames. Let's check out these frames. Oh. And they're very pretty. Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys. It just came in. Literally, what happened is my neighbor come walking over. This has happened the last couple of days in a row. And we have a different UPS driver. And so he's been dropping our boxes at the wrong place. And she came over and says, we can't carry these by ourselves. And I said, what? And she says, well, there's 10 cases over at my house. I'm like, what? Yeah, it was this. Well, no, Tanya needs to go to bed. Okay, look at these guys. I won't take them out. So these are your ephemera assortment because they said that they're great. They're a heavy, they've got to be, no, they're heavier than 68 or 65 pounds. They're a very nice weight, which is really awesome. To heck with it. We're taking them out because they're so pretty. Oh, look at this, even a little sword. Some flowers, curiouser and curiouser. Oh, I love it. So it can go in the mirror or it can come out of the mirror. Oh, look at that. And it can come apart. So fun things there. Whoops. He comes apart too. And there's Alice. And there's Alice again. Oh, and there's oh, I love that. Oh my gosh. Oh, another Alice. Cute. They're single-sided. I know, Sandy. So design team, don't, well, if you want to order it so you have more, but wow. I'm just going to those are just butterflies that fell out. Oh, butterflies and the hat. It goes this way. Oh my gosh. So many pieces. So many pieces. And then there is the 8x8. I won't take it out. Oh, wait a minute. It looks different, but they're not. Here's your 8x8. And that is, well, and the other one. Now there's another one. Yes, Beth, a huge album. You could, yeah, either a huge album, but I'm going to make a box. Oops, we don't want that in there. And I'm going to make the explosion box because that's what you got to have with Alice, right? There is the other collection. I didn't grab the other collection. I'm not crazy about it, but it's flowery. It is pretty, but it's a calendar floral. But it's already gone to the store, so I can't go grab it. So we are definitely going to be playing with this. Okay, get in there. And who knows what our designers will do? Yes. So designers, you'll get to hoard some and you'll get to play with some. And but doesn't this just look like an explosion box? Yeah. It does. Okay, well, I hope you guys had fun tonight with me Thursday night. I had fun with you. I've only kept you here for what, 3 hours almost, but we got a lot done and you got to see a lot of cute, fun stuff. And now I need to put all this stuff away. And don't forget, we have the craft keepers. And I've made them bigger. So see how easy these are to put in our craft keepers. And you want to grab these because they're really great to keep your new lines in. And I made them taller than you'll get anywhere else. Okay, so now that collection is ready for us to play with. And I will see you then probably Saturday. I'm going to start the tutorial because, like I said, I got some time and I'm going to use it. We're going to use it with tutorials. We're going to start with this box. And then we're going to move up to the, I'm making another box like this, but it's going to be our album. Then I'm making the box that you saw here, the explosion double box. Now, any of these can be made single. If you just want one box, and I'll explain it, you just make one box. You don't need to attach it together. So we will be doing a lot of that starting, I'm hoping, Saturday and next week. Thanks for watching. And I know I had a fun night tonight. Now, if anybody wants to volunteer to come clean up my craft room, I'll give you my address because I've now got a mess. But that's okay. It was a fun mess. Good night, everybody.